What is going on, my fellow treasure hunters? And today I have an Uncharted 4 review for you guys. I really don't review games too often, but I have to review this one. This shit is amazing. Now I'm going to split this up into three little parts in this video. The first part I'm going to be talking about the storyline. The second part I'm going to be talking about the overall gameplay of the game, and then of course for the third part it's going to be probably one of the biggest things that are important nowadays, you know, in like 2016 or just as of recent years, the multiplayer. So let's get right into the story part. So where we left off from our last game, Uncharted 3, basically he claimed the treasure in the Towers of Islam or whatever they were called. And then basically, him and Elena got remarried and started a new life together. As we're seeing right now, he's just a little underwater diver for his for Jameson Enterprises. Jameson's a very good friend of his because they're co-workers. And basically, he's just been living a normal life since Uncharted 3. Very unlike him, as we all know him from the past Uncharted to be very, you know, ambitious about treasure and all that good stuff. But it goes even past that, because as the game starts out, we see him and he has an older brother, Samuel, which you guys have probably known from you know, the past trailers and whatnot, just from interviews and stuff. His brother's voiced by Troy Baker, by the way, which, if you don't know who Troy Baker is, he literally voices everybody. Joel, Booker he voices Joker from Injustice, I believe, but Booker from BioShock Infinite, just lots of great characters, even Pain from Naruto. But that's enough about Troy Baker. Basically what happens is he thought his brother to be dead. I guess that's why we've never heard about him in the past games, but he makes a sudden arrival in this game simply because what happened was he was led to believe he was dead, but what actually, because he got shot right in front of him. But then his brother ended up living, and he has to get out and go find a treasure for a treasure in order to get his freedom from this crazy drug lord Alcazar. As things keep going on and things happen, I'm gonna try keeping spoilers from. I'm trying to give you guys just as much information from the beginning of the game as possible. The story takes a lot of unexpected turns, and it is just simply amazing. Sam is such a great addition to the cast. You can see how they're brothers. They're very similar in multiple ways, but they're also distinct enough to where they're not carbon copies of one another. And it is awesome. As well as in this game, we don't see Charlie Cutter or Chloe, but we do see the main man, Sullivan. We also get many hints towards the towards like previous Uncharted games, and we also get basically a colorful cast of new characters, as well as the extremely ambitious former partner of Sam and Nathan Drake, Rafe, and the owner of her own private military corporation, Nadine Ross. And she's also versatile in multiple martial arts, as you've seen throughout the game. Basically, that is all I can really tell you guys about this story. I gave you the first little hints. I showed you guys the characters. I'm trying to keep this as spoiler free as possible. That way you guys can extremely enjoy the game to its absolute fullest. Now, I am going to give the storyline of this game a legitimate 10 out of 10. It deserves more, but I mean, out of 10, I want to give it a 200 out of 10, but it is just simply amazing. I suggest going out and checking it on your, just rent it, do yourself a favor and go buy this game. If not for the multiplayer and not for the gameplay, for the story itself. And now we are going to move on to the overall gameplay of Uncharted 4. Now, of course, since it is the fourth installment, they've had a lot of times to test out, you know, trial and error, see what fans like, and see what they want to really do with it. And it's really evident because Uncharted 4 plays the smoothest out of the series, and even their other project, or their other game, The Last of Us. Uncharted 4 is so smooth, even though it includes an extremely overpowered lock-on system. If you turn it on, you'll see what I'm talking about, or you're about to see. See, I barely even see the guy. Like, we're not even supposed to shoot him yet, and you're already locking on them. And even if you have a sniper, it'll immediately, like, quick-scope into their chest. It is literally overpowered. But other than that, we have just basically the smoothest gunplay in the game, which traverses into the multiplayer, which I'll talk about later on. But it's just so smooth, and as the new functions of the rope, which you see on my character's, as you see on Nathan Drake's hip right now, you use this for multiple things in the game. It's not something like you just use once. You use it throughout the game multiple times to really save your life, and also adds a lot of fun to the game towards the more open world sections of this game. Oh yes, and there is, even though it's linear compared to actual open world games like Skyrim, for a game like Uncharted and Last of Us, we do get some pretty open world sections where we get to drive around, kind of do what we want in a sense, but still, if we want to rush straight through the story and just do what we need to do, then of course we can do just that. Another thing that they included in the game, which shows up later, is basically it's kind of like a little, it's a nail you pull out of the wall, but it's kind of like a chisel type thing that you use because later on in the game, a lot of the walls are very spotted, which means they're kind of weak-ish, that you can easily stab your needle into the wall and use it there. That way you don't fall down or anything. And you also use it to pick yourself up onto ledges and stuff. Extremely versatile tools that are really simple but really add a lot to the game. And also you can see how much work they put into this simply through the graphics. And in this game, you can legitimately pass by a mop and it'll knock down. I know that's not that big of a deal, but it's the little things that really make this game so fantastic. Also, you know, little things such as leaving your tracks in the snow, just everything about this game's graphics. It really pushes the PS4 to its limits, and this is the best use of next-gen graphics I've seen so far. So as you guys have probably guessed as well, I'm going to give the gameplay a 10 out of 10. As we're now moving on to the multiplayer section of this review. Now, I played a couple of multiplayer matches. Sadly, it wouldn't, basically I recorded the clips and they're magically gone. I guess they deleted themselves or didn't save properly or whatever. But I'm just going to go ahead and put some more story footage here while I talk about the multiplayer. Now, the multiplayer is extremely good. Just like the overall gameplay of the game, you can really feel the improvement from the last couple of Uncharted's multiplayers. But it feels even fresher now because they took the rope function and added it to multiplayer, making it an essential thing for flanks and just getting basically basic movement around the map. Now, I personally like it a little bit better than Last of Us at the moment. It's multiplayer at least, probably because it's fresher. It's honestly a little bit more fast-paced. You can get multiple characters from the game and play as them, dress them up how you like, you know, put freaking hats, put glasses, you know, do what you want. You can even make them dab. Yes, you can make them, you can make them dab. But you can do all that. There's lots of weapons to pick from. That way, not everyone will be playing exactly the same. And there's also multiple things you can get, such as you can find little relics in the multiplayer matches. Use them to buy brutes, to buy the Wrath of El Dorado, which is dope to see El Dorado being thrown into the multiplayer. El Dorado was the statue from Uncharted 2, and basically you throw it out and it sends seeking attacks to basically kill all the enemies in a specific range. It's basically an AoE. Many good things about the multiplayer, man. I really love it. It's nice, it's smooth. I haven't really seen anything too overpowered yet. It seems majorly balanced at the moment, but let's remember the game hasn't even been out for a week yet, so you know there's always something to come. But as of now, as of this time now that I'm recording the review, I would also give the multiplayer a 10 out of 10. So with everything about this game getting a 10 out of 10, obviously the only rating I could give the overall game is a 10 out of 10. If you guys did not hear me before, if you have the $60 or if you want to wait or whatever, go ahead and wait, but just know that when you finally get this game, that it is literally the current game of the year. And I don't think anything I could think of that's coming out this year I can really take game of the year from this game. Honestly, man, like, this game is just literally the best Uncharted game right now. I mean, I don't know if I would say it's better than Last of Us, because even though they're both made by Naughty Dogs, I feel like they're extremely different. But pick up this game. It is a true necessity for Uncharted fans. If you haven't played the past Uncharted, you can really jump into this game and know what's happening. But if you want to, I really suggest getting the past Uncharted. If you have a last-gen console, pick them up used. Or if you only have next-gen, you trade in your last-gen console, you can pick up Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection, which I believe just had a price drop to about $40 on Amazon. So go ahead, do yourself a favor, become a fan of this amazing series. You will not regret it. Anyways, my final verdict on this game, a 10 out of 10, current game of the year. Anyways, this has been SSX Deuces, and I'll talk to you guys next time.